Hi Krish, good morning sir. Am I audible? Hello? Hello. Okay, I will start the session. Hare Krishna, good morning everyone. I am Manishri Handi from Sukhanidhi Investment Advisor. Sukhanidhi implies peace and patience to leading happiness and satisfaction. We are the first equity research and investment advisory firm in the North Karnataka, and we have experience of 13 plus years of experience in advising HNIs, ultra HNIs, NRIs, and across the India. We help individuals. We help individual investors uh, in creating wealth through high quality equities over a long term. We strongly believe that achieving both fortune and well-being can be accomplished simultaneously, and that the spirituality factors becoming connecting factor. So, in association with Iskcon Hubli-Dharwad, today we have organized a webinar on the topic of the art of self-management by Sri Rajiv Lochan Das. Due to some unforced emergency, Sri Rajiv Lochan Das Prabhuji had leave for Bangalore. So today webinar will be taken over by Sri Ram Gopal uh, Prabhuji. So hello. Good morning, Sri Ram Gopal Das Prabhuji. Namaste. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Namaste.
Namaste. Yes, the table is all yours. Please start over, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me start with prayers. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Good morning, all ladies and gentlemen. So today, I'm going to speak on the art of self-management. So, knowing ourselves is wisdom. Who are we to know ourselves is really wisdom. So, knowing about others and other things, it is just knowledge. So, instead of cultivating knowledge, we should cultivate real wisdom. So then we can manage ourselves very well. So the scientists, especially the psychologists and psychiatrists, they have been trying to understand how different the human being is from other living beings. So the psychiatrists and psychologists, they came up with a term called as intelligence quotient. So what is this intelligence? Let us try to understand. So intelligence is the overall capacity to think rationally and act purposefully. So two things, think rationally and act purposefully. So if we have proper intelligence, if we have good intelligence, we can think rationally and we can act purposefully. So we can see that even animals have this intelligence. So a cat knows how to steal milk. So it can think rationally and act purposefully. It can think rationally how to steal milk, and stealing milk is its purpose. So it can act also. It can plan as well as it can act. So even a cat has intelligence. So how different is human intelligence then? How different is human intelligence then? So that the scientists, they devised various kinds of tests. IQ tests, you all know, aptitude test. So they would ask questions like this. So what is the difference between a cow and a baby? So the answer is cow gives milk and baby drinks milk, or cow gives milk, baby drinks milk and gives urine, passes urine. Like this, some silly answers. So one more question: how can you drop a raw egg, onto a concrete floor without cracking? So you should drop a raw egg on concrete floor without cracking. So what is the answer? So the answer is concrete floors are very difficult to crack. So one more question. How can a man go 8 days without sleep? The answer is he sleeps at night. So these are the IQ questions. So do you think by answering these questions right, we can be termed as very, very intelligent? So the scientists also began to accept this, and in 1980s they came up with the new term, especially a psychologist by name Daniel Goleman. He coined this term, emotional quotient. What is emotional quotient? So it gives us the measure, gives us the awareness of our own and other person's feelings and emotions. How much are we aware about our feelings and emotions? How much are we aware about other person's feelings and emotions? This is called as emotional quotient. For this, they devised some tests called as attitude test. So whenever you attend some competitive exams, so you'll have to go through this attitude and aptitude test. So in fact, we see we are unable to control our emotions. We don't even know if we become angry. We don't even know if after spilling the beans, after reacting, after a very long time, we come to know that we had been angry and we had spoiled the situation. Right? So, um, we are not aware about our own feelings and emotions. Before acting, we are unable to understand our own. We are not aware of our own feelings and emotions. Then, how can we understand others' feelings and emotions? So, irrespective of people having very good IQ and EQ, we can see in today's society, the wars are increasing, number of suicides are increasing, people have become intolerant, divorces are increasing. So, what could be the reason? At least these things do not exist among animals. In fact, I forgot to tell you something. Even animals do have emotional quotient. They can understand the happiness and distress of others. Even a plant can understand. So then, how different is our intelligence then? In other community, the other species lead a very peaceful life comparatively compared to human beings. They lead a very peaceful life. Though we call ourselves as very intelligent, so we attend all these attitude and aptitude tests, and we score very very good marks also. Still, why number of suicides are increasing in the society? Why wars are continuously increasing in the society? And why divorces are increasing in the society? If we really have good IQ and EQ, we should have avoided all these things. Why? So all these things led to the discovery of one more intelligence called as spiritual quotient. So first was intelligence quotient. Intelligent quotient means thinking rationally and acting purposefully. And next was emotional quotient, to be aware of our own feelings and emotions and to become aware of others' feelings and emotions is called as emotional intelligence. So to measure emotional intelligence, they devise some aptitude tests. So the score what we get in the test came to be known as emotional quotient. So the researchers came up with a new discovery, new term. They coined a new term called as spiritual quotient. Spiritual quotient. So if we analyze our body, what is this body made up of? What is this body made up of? It is just a bundle of chemicals. So do you think just a bundle of chemicals can express love, can express anger, can smile, etc., etc.? No, no. Bundle of chemicals cannot do this. They can't do this. So then, are we just a bundle of chemicals then? Suppose I throw a bundle of chemicals in the gutter. So if the chemicals are not harmful chemicals, who will arrest me? Nobody will arrest me. Suppose if I kill and throw a human being, I'll be arrested. So then, what is the difference between bundle of chemicals and this body then? This body is also a bundle of chemicals. This body is also made up of all chemicals, only biochemicals. So, when I throw a bundle of chemicals, nobody cries. But people cry for people. People cry for their own relatives. Why is it so? Relatives' body. Why is it so? Suppose your friend is driving a Benz car, very expensive car, and he meets up with an accident. So, would you take Ben's car to the garage or would you take your friend to the hospital? Whom will you attend first? So, we would attend our friend first. So, why? What is the difference between Ben's car and the body then? So, Ben's car is also made up of matter. It is also just a bundle of chemicals. And this body is also just a bundle of chemicals. So, then why do we give so much value to this body? Huh? So we all like very hairs. So we apply oil. So we do so many things to keep our hair very nicely. But the same hair, if it gets separated from the body and it falls on our food, then we feel it is disgusting. The same hair in the food is very disgusting to us. Generally, women they take care of their nails very nicely. But once the nail is cut off from the body, nobody cares for the nails. Who takes care of the broken nails, cut nails? No one. So, suppose your partner, you have your partner now, so you are alive. So, your partner may embrace you. But once you are dead, the same body is there. So, your partner would not even touch your body. So, the same body, the same bundle of chemicals, then what is the difference between body? So living body and a dead body then. So this is called to ask such questions, meaningful questions. What is the difference between dead body and a living body? Who am I? Where do I come from? So nobody wants to die. I don't want to die. Why should I die one day? Why should I die? So what will happen to me after death? We should ask such questions. So this is called as spiritual quotient. So spiritual quotient is measured by our ability to ask such meaningful questions. So we should all know we are not just a bundle of chemicals. This body is made up of chemicals, biochemicals. We are not just a bundle of chemicals. Then what are we then? What is the difference between living body and a dead body then? So the difference is in living body there is soul. There is soul. Okay, somebody may say, argue. Huh? So you say there is soul. Please show me the soul. Show me the soul. So I can ask you a question in return. Show me electricity. How do you show electricity? Show me mobile waves. Hmm? Show me microwaves. Show me UV rays. Show me IR rays. I'm unable to see all these things. So these things don't exist. If I say, I would be called a fool. Because we are seeing the symptoms. We are seeing the symptoms of electricity. Because of electricity, fan is rotating, AC is working. Because of electricity, so many electric appliances are working. So we can believe that there is electricity. We can trust that there is something called as electricity, flow of electrons. So similarly, as long as the soul is inside the body is filled with consciousness. The body is aware of pains and pleasures, happiness and distress. As soon as the soul leaves the body, what happens to the body? The body is termed as dead body because the body does not respond to any stimulus. So, a person may call himself as a very strong man. So, but if he dies, even a child can kick on his face. So, a person may become Mr. India or Miss India, may be very beautiful, very handsome. Once he is dead, nobody would like to keep his beautiful body in their house. Nobody. Even their loved ones would not keep their dead body in their house. So, then what is the difference between living body and dead body? Because of the presence of soul, there is consciousness, there is awareness. So, we can clearly say just like because of electricity, flow of electrons, so all the electric appliances work similarly. Because of the presence of soul, this body works. So we say, so if somebody dies, he's gone. So where has he gone? Who has gone? What has gone? So he has passed away. Who has passed away? The soul has passed away. The body is still there. The same heart is there, the same kidneys are there, the same eyes are there, but there is no life in the body. Why is there no life? Because there is no soul. Soul has left the body. Soul has left the body. So this is the difference between a living body and a dead body. In living body there is soul. In dead body there is no soul. So let us now try to understand the differences between matter and spirit. So this body is made up of matter. There are two kinds of matter. The matter which we could see, and there are some matter which we cannot see. Gross matter and subtle matter. We can see gross matter, we cannot see subtle matter. We can see earth, we can see water, we can see fire. So can we see air? We can't see air. Can we see sky? We call something say a sky space, but actually we don't see anything. It is just an empty space. We don't see anything. So finer than space is mind. We can't see mind. Finer than mind is intelligence. We can't see intelligence. And finer than intelligence is soul. So when we can't even see air, when we can't even see mind, when we can't even see intelligence, with all the special instruments we have uh, in the present times, then how can we see soul? It's impossible. We cannot see soul with our eyes, with our present eyes. So because these eyes are also made up of matter only. Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Huh? So, since this is made up of matter, the soul is completely made out of spirit. Soul is completely different. It is made up of a different substance. That substance is called as spirit. So, with the help of our eyes, which is made up of matter, we can never see soul. We can never see soul. But we can understand soul just like we can never see electricity. So do you think some other day, if not today, some other day we'll be able to see electricity with our own eyes? No, we can't. So similarly, we can't see our soul. Just like we can understand the presence of electricity by its symptoms, with its symptoms, similarly, we can understand the existence of soul with its symptoms. So the symptoms are pain and pleasure, experience of pain and pleasure, awareness. If the soul is not inside the body, then the body is not aware. Body is not aware. There is no awareness. So we should understand the difference between the body and the soul. So this is the first instruction given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So when Arjuna is dejected, he sees all his relatives standing in front of him in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So they all want to fight and destroy Pandava, Arjuna and his family members. So this Arjuna becomes very much confused. Why should I fight with my own people? What is the need? What is the need? So that's why he questions Krishna. Why should I fight? What is the use? They're all my people. Why should I kill them? Why should I kill them? So then Krishna instructs him about his duty. So you're inside a body which is a Kshatriya body. So to engage in warfare uh, and establish dharma is your duty. To do your duty. Understand, you are not this a body. So Krishna gives a very nice example to explain how we are not these bodies. He says, Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhirastatya. So we were all children, we were all kids. So we were all children, and many of us are youth now, and many of us are old now. So many of us are at different stages of life. If I ask you, where is your childhood body? Where is your boyhood body? Where is your youthhood body? What would you say? That body is gone. So this is the nature of matter. It constantly changes. It constantly changes. Matter takes birth, grows, stays for some time, reproduces, produces some byproducts. Then after that it dwindles and dies. These are the 6 stages of matter. So Lord says, just like we pass through various stages of life, we have changed so many bodies. We had childhood body, we even had a youthhood body, boyhood body. So we pass through various bodies. So similarly, the soul at the end of this life gives up this body, that is called as death. And it takes up another new body, that is called as birth. So Krishna gives a very simple example to make us understand this. How do we give up our body and how do we take up a new body? He gives Vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya navani grihnati naroparani tata sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani de. So when our clothes become old, when our clothes become dirty, we give up our clothes and we wear new clothes. So similarly, when this body becomes old, we give up this body, that is called as death, and we take up a new body, that is called as birth, rebirth. So nobody could give such simple analogy, very simple analogy to explain the concept of body and soul. Just like we change our clothes, we change our body. Okay. So let us try to understand what happens to us at death. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, whatever consciousness we have at the time of death, we get a body accordingly. We get a new body accordingly. So, let me now summarize our understandings about body and soul. So, this body is made up of matter, the soul is made up of spirit. Then, this body is not conscious, body has no awareness. So, because of the presence of soul, there is consciousness. Soul gives consciousness or awareness. The presence of soul makes this body conscious or aware. Then the body changes. The body undergoes 6 kind of changes, but the soul does not change at all. The soul is the same person. So just like when we were children, we were the same personality. Now also we are the same personality. This body is temporary, whereas soul is eternal. So Krishna says, Antavanta ime deha, this body will get destroyed. Nityasa uktaha sharirinaha. But the person who is there inside the body, he is eternal. He is anashino. He cannot be destroyed. Aprameyasya, he cannot be measured. He cannot be measured. So the soul is always eternal, always alive, whereas the body is temporary. So because of that, it gets destroyed. And the body is always dead. This body is always a dead matter. So only the presence of soul makes it animate. So just like you have a very expensive car cannot move without a driver. Though you have self-driving cars these days, it also requires somebody to switch on the button. You should tell the car where you want to go. You should program the car, where do you want to go. So it requires the touch of a soul. The presence of soul makes this body animate, just like the presence of driver animates the car. So this is the basic principle of spiritual intelligence. So if you are really intelligent, we should understand who are we, who am I. So we people uh, say we are intelligent and we use our intelligence in so many other departments, but we are not at all aware who we really are. What are my real needs? So if we see our real needs, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, these are our 4 needs. We want to eat nicely, we want to sleep nicely, and we want to enjoy sex, and we want to defend ourselves, security. So animals also do these four activities in their own ways, in their own standards. So we also eat, animals also eat. We would like to go to five-star hotel and we would like to eat very nice foodstuffs, very fine foodstuffs. We enjoy. And even a pig also does. A pig eats its own food and it enjoys more than us. So some of us would have seen when pig eats stool, it would be waving its tail. The pig is very happy while eating stool. So even a even a low class animal has this enjoyment, eating enjoyment. Sleeping. So though we build very big flats, apartments, houses, individual houses, bungalows, uh, penthouse, penthouse, so many other houses, still we may have a very big bedroom, very big mattress, very nice expensive cot. Still, we are unable to sleep. Whereas a street dog sleeps on the roadside, on the highway side, very happily, very happily, without getting disturbed. They don't complain of disturbed sleep. Even though we have all these comforts, we complain about sleep. I don't get sleep. I get sleep only at 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock at night. For we people, 2 o'clock is morning. For others, 2 o'clock is night. Uh, so, so we can see even animals, they sleep. They sleep and they enjoy better quality sleep than us. And what to speak of sex? We can have only one child at a time. Animals can have many at a time. So who enjoys more? Animals or human beings? Animals. So we also defend ourselves in our own ways. Animals also defend in their own ways. So we want bank balance, security, house security, watchman, dog. So we have our own ways of securing our wealth, our possessions. So animals also defend themselves in their own ways. So these are our four basic needs: eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. And we can see in all these departments, the animals excel us. And we call ourselves as intelligent than animals. How are you more intelligent than animals? They are able to fulfill their demands better than us. Better than us. They enjoy more than us. So then, how can we say that we are intelligent, we are more intelligent? We can say we are intelligent only when we become aware of ourselves. Who am I? I'm a spirit soul, I'm not this body. So further we should ask many questions. What am I doing here then inside this body? I don't want to die. Why should I die? Why should I change my body? You say that we change our body just like we change our clothes. Why should I change my body? Huh? What happens at the time of death? What will happen to me after death? How can I live eternally without death? To ask such questions is called as spiritual intelligence. So just like it takes time to develop our intelligence quotient, emotional quotient, we have to practice. So similarly, to improve our spiritual intelligence also, spiritual quotient also requires practice. What is that practice? So just like to, if you are an advocate, so we are in the association of advocates. If you are in the association of advocates, then we can understand the latest concepts and we can understand how the laws were applied by other advocates. So in the court, so how the laws were interpreted. So in the we can make advancement in the field if you know, if you stay in the association of advocates. So similarly, if you want to be a good doctor, you should stay in the association of doctors. So similarly, if you want to improve your spiritual quotient, you should stay in the association of spiritualists. So then we'll be able to manage ourselves very nicely. So this is the secret of self-management. You may ask me, so do you want all of us to become sannyasis? Give up all our family life, give up business, everything. So please understand, Krishna instructed Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. What was Arjuna? Arjuna had 5 wives. He was a Kshatriya. He was not ready to fight. Did Krishna say, give up war and go and become a sannyasi? Give up your family and go and become a sannyasi? No. We don't find such instruction in Bhagavad Gita. It's impractical. Everybody cannot become a sannyasi. Everybody cannot become a Brahmana. Brahmana means, oh, everybody will not be interested in reading the Vedas, interpreting, explaining, and all. So we all have our own qualities, own nature, our own karmas, and accordingly we work. So Bhagavad Gita does not instruct that you become a sannyasi. No, never. Give up your life, give up your material life, give up everything. Go to forest. Nowhere such instructions are given in Bhagavad Gita. So whenever we say Bhagavad Gita, speak out spiritual topics, people are very much afraid. So will these people take away my this enjoyable material life from me? No, no need to give up. Just we have to fine tune ourselves. So just like, how can we fine tune? I will give a very simple example how this concept that I am not this body, I am a spirit soul, can help us to manage our emotions better. I will give you only one example and I will conclude today's session. So there is a shloka in second chapter of Bhagavad Gita which says, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshana sukha dukkadaha agama apayino anityas tam stitikshasva bharat. So it says, see, just like summer and winter, summer goes, winter comes. Winter goes, summer comes. So similarly, happiness goes and distress comes. Distress goes and happiness comes. So just like day and night, just like summer and winter, just like heat and cold, happiness also goes. Happiness goes and distress comes. Distress goes and happiness comes. So why do we feel sometimes happy and sometimes sad? What is the reason? Krishna says, Matra sparshastu. Matra sparshastu. What does it mean? So we have our 5 senses. And each sense has got its object, sense object. For eyes, it is form, very nice form. We want to enjoy looking at very nice form. For ears, it is sound. For nose, it is smell, aroma. For tongue, it is taste. And for skin, it is touch. So the 5 senses have their objects, 5 objects. So when the senses come in touch with the objects, with their sense objects, we feel happy. With few objects, when they come in touch with good objects which we like, then we are happy. When they come in touch with the objects which we don't like, then we are sad. Then we are sad. And the people who facilitate us to get our favorable objects, they become our friend. And the people who are not favorable for us to get our sense objects, get our desired objects, they become our enemy. Just like, you see, in a room, you and your friend are there. So there is only one rasgulla. Both of you like rasgulla very much. There is only one rasgulla. And your friend, so suddenly he puts his hand, he knows you also like rasgulla. But he quickly takes the rasgulla and he puts in his mouth. So he would no longer be your friend, he would become your enemy. The same friend, if he says, my dear friend, you like Rasgulla very much, I am ready to sacrifice this Rasgulla for you. You have this Rasgulla. One full Rasgulla you have. I don't want share and all. You have full Rasgulla. So he become our eternal friend. As long as he, not eternal friend, as long as he sacrifices his Rasgulla, he'll be our friend. The moment he stops sacrificing his Rasgulla, he'll no longer be our friend. So, when senses come in touch with sense objects, favorable sense objects, that is happiness. When senses come in touch with unfavorable sense object, it is distress. And when senses come in touch with unfavorable, yes, when senses are not given favorable objects, that is distress. When the senses are provided their favorable sense objects, then it is happy. So this is the definition of happiness and distress. So when we come to know that I'm not this body, so I'm not the senses also. I have nothing to do with the senses coming in touch with the sense objects. Let it be rasgulla, gulab jamun, anything. So what is this rasgulla, gulab jamun? One gulab jamun I can eat and enjoy. Two gulab jamuns, rasgulla, which I can eat and enjoy. If somebody forcibly feeds me 100 rasgullas, 10 rasgullas, where 10 rasgullas? More than 3 or 4, we would start vomiting. The same rasgulla which was giving this happiness, one rasgulla was giving happiness, 10 rasgulla will become, will give us distress. Even if you try to swallow, gulp the rasgulla, swallow the rasgulla, so then we'll suffer from diarrhea, stomach upset and diarrhea. So this is happiness. This is happiness in this material world. This happiness is material happiness. Why material happiness? It is because of the matter. When we consider ourselves as body, then we consider these senses are mine. So when these senses come in touch with the objects, their objects, favorable objects, I'm happy. Otherwise, I'm sad. So when we understand I'm not this body, I have nothing to do with this body. As long as I'm in this body, let me do my work. Let me do my work. So let me do my duty. So I'm in this body, certain body is given to me. So according to the guna and karma of this body, let me do my work. Let me not get attached to all these things. So then we can remain very happy always. So this is the art of self-management. So this is a very lengthy topic. I have given you only introduction today. So if you have time, if the administrator allows, gives me time, I can answer your questions if you have any questions. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Sri Ram Gopal Dasa Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Once, once again, thank you for Prabhuji making realize that how can we manage the personal life of self or life. Hope this session helped everyone. Thank you, Hare Krishna.